Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome back to San Dorado and the lovely game of City Skylines. Today, I am finally getting around to building the highway. The main highway that goes around the other side of the city. So, today's episode, much like the last one, it's going to be 3 little time lapses and then a little bit of live play. What I would like to do in live play is I'm gearing up for an airport extension, which we will do live. Not actually live, but we'll do a video of me actually building it rather than time lapses. Just because I find stuff like this, like what we'll watch today, it's not that it's boring, it's tedious, and I feel like that doesn't make for great video watching. At least for me, because I feel like when it comes to highways and stuff like that, it's really sloppy up until the end. At least that's for me building it. So yeah. So if you don't like time lapses, unfortunately this goes up to almost about 30 minutes. It's fine. It's mostly just highway tinkering, building up the intersections, which I do all of them custom except for one. When I just got really tired of it, I just said screw it, and I used one back from the intersection. Although, and interestingly enough, something I talked about in my last video, which was something to do with messing up of network extensions, number 3, which, to make a long story short, apparently was somebody putting malware in with their downloads. I'm probably wrong about that, but if somebody was being fairly malicious and putting bad stuff in their downloads. So, and that apparently messed with a few other mods, and it just kind of created havoc with a lot of people's saves. So what I ended up doing is I'm just going to be done with network extensions on the whole. I'm going to use like the Vanilla Plus, the big roads, stuff like that. So done with that chapter. What that ended up doing is I had to redo some of the roads when I reloaded the game because I didn't have the mod that replaces them. No big deal. I didn't really end up using a lot. There were just like 1 or 2 things I really liked from network extensions, but I am done with network extensions. Bye. I don't remember why I brought that up, now that I say it out loud. But anyways, that's what that was. I did say something about it in the last video. I'm like, help me. But, oh, I remember. The last one, I did a trumpet intersection for the last time lapse here for this highway, just because I got lazy, and all it needed was a simple, it was a 3-way interchange, so a trumpet worked, so I just used one from the workshop. However, it did use a lot of network extensions, so I just got to go back and find another one. I don't feel like making a custom trumpet. I mean, it would be nice. I do end up have to go back and make pretty junctions, just with trees and some shrubbery using the Propoline tool, because I feel like when you're coming into a city for the first time, especially with highway interchanges, it does make a big difference if you have some nice tree lined. Like my mind immediately goes to Los Angeles. The few times I've been there, I just feel like leaving the airport with the highway interchanges with the big palm trees and so on. It just makes a difference. And I do think it makes a good impression on first-time city visitors. And having been someone who has been to a lot of small to medium cities in this country, yeah, it does make a big difference rather than seeing gray, unkept grass. And also, speaking of grass, I did try the theme manager. Actually, I have it. Yep, down the bottom left-hand corner, I do have the theme manager icon. I did try and go and add some grass, like maybe take like the agriculture brush and add some grass. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Granted, I did not try very hard, so maybe I'm gonna have to go back and try it again. So I'm not done with that. I do want some grass. I do think that would look good. Back to what we were doing. Again, it's still taking shape. It's messy until the end. And I feel like that's how a lot of the intersection stuff goes in this game. It's messy until the end. Or maybe that's just a sign of me not being a professional gamer. But I mean, it does take a little while. And it kind of takes some mapping out in your head because you need each direction to go 2 ways. Yeah. So we get there. This junction right here, this it goes off the map to the left here. This highway goes up into the edge of the map, so this gets regional traffic. And then just cross section, and then the route that goes underneath is the one that's going around the city, and then it's gonna end up dumping into the downtown. Now, that is on my list of things to completely redo. Completely is a strong word. I'm gonna redo the downtown section, especially where the train station is. It doesn't flow for me, and that's something I would really like it to do, is I'd like it to flow beautifully, and I would like the traffic to... And the traffic's not that bad right now. I have a feeling the more density we do, it could get bad. So that's something I want to try and curb now by trying to plan. Yeah, but the next episode, as I said, I really want to do an airport extension. And kind of going along with how the DLC is, I would like to do this airport extension in 3 phases. In the game reality, the phase 3 isn't even conceptualized yet, because that phase 3 would be a giant international hub. This city is nowhere near international hub worthy in terms of traffic numbers and tourism, that kind of stuff. So one thing and then maybe this is just me being me, but something I really do wish that came out of the DLC is the option to make it an airline hub, as in to make it busier, but not necessarily people coming into your city. Just the airport itself. And I feel like that'd be a fun added challenge, just having to deal with the massive amounts of traffic coming into into the airport itself, not necessarily coming onto the city and the transportation that comes within. Like, for instance, let's take Charlotte, North Carolina, for example. It's a medium to large city. However, the majority of the traffic in that airport is because it's a hub for American Airlines. So I think I saw once, one of the statistics was the terminations in terms of people that was their final destination was like 2%. It was something amazingly low. And I believe for American Airlines, it's its second busiest hub, second to Dallas, Fort Worth. Which Dallas-Fort Worth is a major city in America, so a lot of those people are also going to Dallas, whereas Charlotte, not as many people are going to Charlotte itself. I think a challenge like that would be fun, because I would really end up focusing on the infrastructure itself and having to deal with airline traffic and all that kind of stuff. I just think that'd be fun. But granted, the wish list could go on and on for realism with the airlines DLC. Again, I could go on for a while with that. I won't. Actually, I probably will, but not right this second. I just think it'd be fun, but beggars can't be choosers. Maybe the modding community will come out with something. And one thing I will say, the one thing I will congratulate the Paradox on, is they did slightly redo. That's not perfect, but they did slightly redo the behavioral traffic, the behaviors of the airplanes themselves. Like, they won't take off and then immediately do a hard left or right and go skyrocketing upwards. Like, that's not realistic, boo-boo. So, they did slightly fix that. It's not perfect. Sometimes they will still do it. But it's better. It's better, and that's all we can ask for. So, back to the video. What we're doing is essentially I expanded the dump just because my city needed more services, and it wasn't the way I wanted it to be originally. So what I ended up doing is I'm going to end up deleting 2 of those dumps. There's 4 landfills right there. And what I ended up doing is I end up deleting 2, and then I run the highway elevated right where those 2 are, towards the oil fields. To me, it made sense because it looked like this highway was an afterthought. It was not originally planned with the city. So this is kind of where they had to run it. And I like it. And I think I don't do it in this time lapse because I didn't have the automatic emptying mod. And I'm like, shit. So I have to redo that. That's in the next one, though. And that works pretty well. The only thing I don't like that I did, but in retrospect, it is kind of fun, is I take the highway and I put it over top some buildings. It is what it is. I mean, if you're in, like, New York or Los Angeles, I'm sure you've seen that before. So, yeah. I think this is the last motion that was needed, which, that's southbound to westbound, or eastbound, I believe? If I'm thinking of the map in my head. Yeah, that's a southbound to eastbound movement. So, yeah, I think this is the last thing that I do with this intersection, other than smoothing out. And, because it was a pretty big intersection. And, again, I don't know, I haven't really thought of how I'm going to incorporate the highway dumping down into the city itself. I'm going to have to look at some aerial inspiration for that one. Yeah, and here's kind of where I start tinkering with the landfill. And the city does need another landfill, because the landfill I temporarily did over in Clementine. The more I look at Clementine, the more I think it's kind of becoming a nicer area, so I think I want to move it. So maybe in my mind it was like a transfer center. It was never a permanent burial site for waste. So I definitely want to move that. And I kind of want to put it near, I want to keep it near the airport, and kind of like an undesirable area near the airport. Something that maybe the jet noises would be too, the noise excuse me, the noise pollution would be too bad, and nobody would really want to live near that. So I'm going to take a look at the map and kind of find another area that I could probably do this landfill. Because that's something I want to do. Because especially with me taking out some of the capacity for this landfill, I'm gonna have to do something. And I think I want to put the waste, as I think I said before in the last video, I didn't look at it again when I was in game, but I want to do the waste transfer facilities and then the main facility that accepts the waste transfers. I might want to put it over here, because I think this area has good access to highways, and I feel like it'd be easy off and on. And I forget where I end up putting, I put a small interchange just for like easy on and off, but I don't exactly remember what it, yeah, and I just do this for now, just so people can get off and on the highway. So, yeah, and then I gotta think where would good traffic, or where good flow would be for the next garbage facility in terms of highway. Yeah, and this is just me fixing. Lots of fixing, lots of tinkering. Thank gosh for the multi-line, not the multi-line tool. Oh, I forget the name of the mod now. Network multi-tool? Yes, I think that's it. No, the network multi-tool. Oh, and then the line tool too, because that just, makes so much for realism. So, it's amazing. I don't think I should keep this in. It's not the most fun. But for those of you who have never seen this mod done, this is kind of how you just paint roads and paint intersections. Yeah. Perfect. So this is the next time lapse. So here I am. I took out the 2 dumps, and then I'm going straight for the oil facilities. And what I end up doing is I end up taking the highway, and I end up going over top of the train station. Because I feel like the train station would be city property anyways. So in my mind, that worked. I don't love it. I truly don't. But it also works at the same time, because I feel like the rest of it would be private property of the oil company. So, and it's not the most far-fetched idea. I mean, there are definitely some cities that do have stuff like that going on. And then what we're doing is we're sweeping, and we're going to do a highway bridge that goes over this highway. And then the next phase of this is just some nice sweeping mountains, which I gotta redo because it's kind of lumpy and bumpy. And yes, it is realistic to have some lumps and bumps on a highway, but not as much as this one does. But I'm afraid to use the smooth tool because I don't want to cut into the hillside too much. I want it to be semi-realistic. So that's something that's going to have to be done as well. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, I did end up getting a PS5 finally. I got a private, a private invitation from Sony saying, hey, like, we have some. Do you want to be first to let know? And I don't know why they sent me that email. Maybe because I showed interest. Like, I think because the majority of us have PlayStation Network accounts, so I don't know why I'm special, because I'm not an avid PlayStation gamer. I don't know how, I don't know why. They just sent me an email. Be like, hey, do you have interest in one? I'm like, yes. I've been trying forever. Not actively trying, because like I'm a part of the Discords. But the Discords that show the stock. But yeah, I finally got one, and it's coming today. I'm very excited. Yes. Obviously, I play City Skylines on PC, but sometimes it's nice to have some console games. I don't think I'll be playing City Skylines on console, just because much love to the console players for City Skylines, but no. I need mods. Like, I even thought once, like, should I be doing a vanilla series? And then I immediately threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm like, I can't. I know that's like the spirit of the game to play a vanilla, but I can't. I need mods. So again, much love, much credit to the players who use it on console. I did buy it for Switch once. No, I'm sorry. Love you dears, love you dolls, but nor. Yeah. So right now, I ended up doing a fancier bridge here. I just feel like there was a lot of money for this bridge project. Let's say 1.3 billion. I'm ballparking here, but let's say 1.3 billion. So, and a part of that was let's say they hired or employed some of the students from the State University, Dorado State University, some architecture students, and they got to design some bridges along with like the Army Corps of Engineers for some ideas. So it's kind of a love project to the local architecture program. And here we're just going through the mountains. Around the back, what I would love to eventually do is have some beautiful housing up in these hills here. I mean, because it's just the lumber industry, which I feel like, you know, trees come and go. So I feel like the lumber industry could eventually be moved. And in theory, there wouldn't be that much ground pollution. I mean, other than like the processing plants for the lumber, I feel like that'd be it. But I mean, at the beginning of the series, what was the name of the company? The Saharan company, the Saharan land company, excuse me. Maybe they could buy it. This is the Manteca. As I said, I think I created the lore of the Manteca family was like the last family-run business in this specific area that was industrial and was not taken over by the Saharan land company. So maybe, you know, within a few years, they finally kind of gave up, sold the land, and then the Saharan company moved elsewhere. They started their own and moved elsewhere. Started their own timber company, excuse me. So maybe that's kind of like the lore I'm going to go with. So, yeah, hopefully that'll work. So here it was kind of complicated because the builder of the map who created the highways here, they put the rail line under the highway, which is cool. I love that. But it kind of made it difficult because you had to make the interchange elevated, and you had to be careful what was raised and what was on land just because of the rail line that ran under it. And you can see here, this is the landfill I did temporarily a little while back. So I definitely want that to be changed. So yeah. And again, this is also a 3-point intersection. In reality, I could have done a trumpet, but just I feel like with the elevated nature of this and then the tracks underneath it, I couldn't do like a workshop trumpet, so. Yeah. And then it was also kind of difficult because there was another intersection right behind this. So it was kind of difficult. But I think I ended up moving it back, or I forget what I did. Or I think it was really big to begin with, the other intersection, so I ended up just kind of trimming it back a little bit. So that's what I do with that. And then I kept it really simple because I want to build up this area because Clementine's nice. And I also do a really cool bridge here as well. I think I end up changing, excuse me. My. I think I ended up changing the bridge. Or no. The other bridge we saw earlier, I ended up getting rid of. And then I kept the bridge here because it's a little bit more iconic and a better location for something. And it's closer to the university. So I feel like it's something the kids could go look at and be like, hey, we did this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I do want to build up this area because there is an avenue going into the platted out land, or the metered out. I forget the name of the actual term, but it's a term for with the expansion westward in America. When they were mapping out the zip codes, they did the miles, squares. I forget the name for it, but I tried to do it here, just to kind of give it a little bit more realism. And plus, it might help later on when we do expand that way. So we have some kind of like road layouts. Maybe some farms are out here too, and we kind of take over there for some developments. So that kind of stuff. So, but I do want this area to be a little bit more urban. I think I end up doing some condos and townhouses right across from the university. But other than that, I haven't done much. I definitely want to move that landfill area within either this episode or next episode. We might do it this episode, because I feel like that'd be something that we could do in a short period of time. Because especially if these time lapses are running to 30 minutes, I definitely want to do something short, and I also want to do something that we're actually building together. Because the last video I just kind of showed off what was different with the city. So, and I don't necessarily love this intersection, but at the end of the day, it gets the job done, so I'm not necessarily complaining all that much. It may change a little bit with the development of this area. I don't think I want to do a lot of high-rises. Maybe some condos. Some condos would be nice, some apartment buildings, because, I mean, it does have a younger population, I feel, especially with the university being right there. Because that's going to be the main university. I feel like our downtown city center is technically a university, but I'm going to keep the student population low, just so that it doesn't absorb some of the local or the regional school needs. And I think eventually a smaller university, like a tech campus over in Del Mar, would be fun. I do like that idea. But my only problem with this area is it does have a lot of train noise. So I might end up kind of roping it off and spending some time getting detailed with some trees, just to kind of to mask it a little bit. Okay, so this is where I do the easy on and off ramp. Nothing pretty, plain and simple. Just to give it some good access to the oil industry and the garbage facility, the landfill. So, just because we simply need some good ways for the garbage facilities to get around. Otherwise, the Sims become cranky, as we mostly know. Yeah, if I remember correctly, we definitely delete that other bridge. The first bridge we did. All right, this is where I get lazy and end up just doing a workshop trumpet intersection. So there we go. I forget the person who did it. I'm sorry, but plain and simple. Because eventually this area is going to be developed too, and of course we need to change it to our specific needs. But I think I'm gonna leave this. I'm going to leave my voiceover right here, and I'm going to pick up when we jump into live play. And then let's try and get this dump figured out. All right, see you in a bit. Alright, we are back. So, let us get started. As I said, we are going to replace, or we're going to move, essentially, this garbage facility here. I did a little bit of highway work. I made this off and on ramp just onto the simple rural highway. And I think I'm going to put the dump here. I just think it's a good idea. It's next to the highway. It's not desirable land. And it's farther away, and I don't really think I'm going to do anything drastic out here. So I just think it's a good spot. So let me just flatten some land first. See what we are working with. I don't necessarily like the fact that there is a little pond here, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So that is that. Perfect. And then rocks. No, ma'am. Oh, I hit a button. Alright, so let's get out. I want to get rid of those rocks. Okay, I don't want this to be anything special. This is all changed now. I added the waste facility, complex. And then I just added an extra landfill site. So it would be nice to kind of merge this over, like, and fill this area, but I'm not doing that. Not happening. Oh, also, there is a new high school. Yes. Nothing special about it. Soccer fields, football field, that's all. Very American. Yep. Splendid. But I'm loving how the highway is working. The highway is working wonderfully. I do want to put an off and on ramp here, just to service the Dalton Station section. And then one other thing I did, I hated the bridge that was spanning these sides. Between Clementine and the actual city of Rhodes. I hated it. So let's just say the city got a lot of money and they just did a tunnel. So that's how it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a tunnel, and I'm fine with that. And then I only have two bridges now. I have this bridge from the highway. I deleted this fancy bridge over here, the bridge structure, excuse me, so it's just the infrastructure there. And then over here is a nice fancy bridge. Nice cable stay. Up, 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 up. No. Where'd you come from? We will not stand for this. LR. There we go. Delete. Perfect. Alright, and actually I can delete these too, but I'm not doing that right this second. I would love to be able to, I'm gonna rework this area soon. I would love to be able to put an off and on ramp here, but that's going to be very complicated, and I will save that for later. So let's go ahead and let's just start the complex, the waste facility, excuse me. All right, so let's change to, I love these small industrial roads. I just think they work wonders. I don't want to do anything overly special. I think something like, oh, these are one-way, crap, excuse me. This might not be kosher. Delete you. Then you can come straight down. There we go, that's better. Kind of a weird junction there, but it's okay. I might, I could always beef this up to a regular road. Yeah, and then I'll just kind of tweak that intersection there. That's better. Okay, so let's just do like two actual facilities, garbage dumps. Nope, we're not. That's not gonna fit. Fine by me. And then we're gonna do a lot of the, gosh, this is not a lot of room, is it? What I might wanna do, let me delete this first. Let's try this. Okay, so let's take this area and let's scoot it up completely. Because what if I just did, all right, turn this off. Something like this, and then maybe let's turn a little bit. Like that. Ooh, can we do one more? It's not perfect, but I think it kind of utilizes this area a little better. Turn you, and let's make all this height. Yeah. Maybe I don't want to. That's kind of funky. Where it dips down like that. Oh, okay. Never mind. I can do this. I will pull it back just a little bit, though. But I do think that that doesn't look bad. Pull you back. Pull you back. And yeah, it's better than nothing. And then on this side, I can do one transfer. Can I fit you in there? It's a little cramped, isn't it? There we go. And then actually, let's pull. Hello. There we go. Thank you. Pull this out. And then we can get the small industrial roads in here. For what? I don't know yet. But we're just going to pull that on out, see what happens. Okay. Let me tuck you in nicely. There we go. Okay. And then you are going to... You're just going to let me turn all this off. You're just going to curve. And you're going to be our entrance road. Oh, wrong area. And then let's throw some... I want to put another one of these over here, and then... Ooh. Ooh. Can I... If I pull you out... I doubt it. I think I can. Hold on. Anarchy. Gotta love anarchy. Oh my god. See, while I understand that anarchy is not playing the game the way the game was intended, however, don't care. Don't care. Alright, actually, let me... that doesn't bother me. I don't mind this. Is it perfect? Again, no. Nor. Okay. We're gonna pull you up close. I mean, that's not bad. You know, I would love to put some keys up against here. You know, I do have the concrete walls, but to be completely honest with everyone, I've never used them. And I kind of don't want to look like a fool on video trying to tinker with them. Who knows? Okay. Actually, pull this back a little. There, I think it's better than nothing. And then, I mean, I don't mind that look there. I can put some fences, some concrete. I think it'll be fine. Let me just pull this road all the way in. Just for some cohesion. Let's turn that. Is it perfect? No. But it will work. Alright, is there anything else I really need? I got 2 recycling centers, 2 transfer centers. I could use an incinerator just to have it, just for those extra trucks. Let me pull those in. Perfect. Okay, and then... honestly, I wouldn't mind some generalized industry out here. I think it's a good spot for it because, you know, nobody I don't necessarily want to pollute this water source, but I think it'll be okay. Before we do anything, I'm going to forget about the water, so let's do the water first. Okay. Pull the water all the way out into Clementine. Perfect. And I could do some water stuff over here, like a water pump or a water tower. But I have a feeling this area is going to get polluted, and I don't necessarily want to mess with that too much. All right, power lines. Yeah. That will work nicely. I do love these rural power lines. I might have used the wrong ones, but it's okay. Okay, they're transporting water. Or, power, excuse me. Alright, that is up and running. Let us add some general industry in here. Get rid of some of this. Let's do... Why not? And a nice big one. Yeah. Okay, and then where's my tree brush? I think that's good. Not bad. Just a nice facility for the trash. Now, bye. Delete. All right, what is this? 42, 42, 17, 23. I'm going to cheat. Goodbye. Oops. Not sorry. It's fine. So now I have this whole area to kind of build up Clementine. I have this road, access road here, and then I have a road down here that I can play with. So I think that'll be something else for another video. We can build up Clementine. And I had an idea recently. Rhodes has no lovely waterfront. So I was thinking this area in this kind of triangle or circle where the two rivers meet, I think would be a nice area for a waterfront. Right now it's just low density housing. We could change it for some tourism, some hotels, that kind of thing. It's gonna be noisy, so these people are not necessarily gonna be happy. However, I think now that I think about it, I think the commercial will only be on the roadside, and then we'll build up some higher density houses, apartment complexes, that kind of thing, on the other sides. Maybe not in Dalton Station as much, just because it's a smaller area, but especially in Clementine, I just think that'd be nice. And we'll finally get some ferries. We can get some ferries down to connect to Perryville and then North Delmar. And then that will be that. So I think that's good for now. I'm very happy with that. Let me get rid of you. Get rid of the sand here. There we go. So now we have that whole area. I would like to put some different coloring underneath the railroad tracks, but it's okay. Yeah, it's got some perfect on and off access for the highway. And it's got the two waste transfer facilities. So what they would do is let me make sure all the movements are good. Yeah, so they hop on the highway here, and they jump off the highway, take a left, and turn right into here. And that does produce a little bit of power. I mean, power. We are going to build a power complex or power station. Not a priority right now, but we are going to be doing it. Yes, I'm very excited for that. So, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for if you've made it this far in the video. Thanks for watching. As always, we will catch you next time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. All that fun stuff. And we will see you next time. Have a lovely and have the day you have. See ya.